Welcome back to Vic's Projects, everyone. Now, I've said a few times on the channel, I'd love to make this car my daily driver, but whenever it rains, slight drizzle, these seals are just no good anymore, and they always lead in water. So today we're going to fix that, just in case there's any sudden rainstorms.
So if you're like me, you probably only take your classic car out when it's nice and sunny, no chance of rain, because A, it doesn't work properly, B, it's not very weatherproof, and C, it's probably slightly rusty in places and you don't want to get it any worse. So today we're going to have a look at all the weather sealing around these doors, and I reckon it's going to be a bigger job than it sounds. So what weatherproofing did Jaguar give you as standard back in 1964? Well, you had some door rubbers here to keep the water out, and you also had some Furflex to keep the wind out, allegedly. Well, that's not really doing much, it's basically falling off. This stuff is so old and hammered, I don't think it's keeping any water out, or at least I know it's not keeping any water out. And this stuff here has just run off. So, first things first, let's just tear this all apart and see what we've got left to work with. Great, we've got to take the door off. Okay, I think that one's a problem for Ron. We can get this out, we'll start on the Furflex. There's a load of other things we can do, and we might come back to that with some different tools. So now the door seals are out, we can take the Furflex out, and this is very simply sandwiched between this wood trim and the body, and also some other bits of trim as well. And to get this out we needed to take the door rubber out, so there is an order to it. Well, as nearly is always the case, the disassembly was actually nice and easy. In order to reassemble though, we're going to have to take off both these doors, which means putting them back on, realigning them. That might give me a chance to actually sort out the rear one because it's a bit dodgy, or it might be just the door's dodgy and it won't go back nicely. However, before we jump in and put new stuff back on the car, I need to go home and give these bits of wood a bit of love. And we also need to order up some new Furflex and some new seals. So let's fast forward to the future. Right, we're back in the garage again. All the wood's been sorted. I won't show you that here, we'll save that for another video. I've got some new Furflex. Now let's take a look around the car and size up this job. Well, that certainly escalated quickly, didn't it? Now you're probably asking yourself, what on earth happened here? Well, from taking the rubber out, we always knew that the doors had to come off, so we just had to swallow that one. When we started taking the Furflex out, however, it became apparent that the rear seats were blocking it, the front seats were getting in the way, and the dash was also in the way. So that's how we ended up here, just taking almost the whole car apart to change some rubber. Oh yeah. Okay, so let's get into putting the Furflex on. Now, before we start, one thing I would say is if you've got a friend to help you, then go get them, because this is so much easier with a second pair of hands. I've already done a little trial on that door there, and a friend gave me a hand, and yeah, definitely needed it. However, he's not here today, so I'm on my own. So the method of attaching these is quite simple. We put a little bit of contact adhesive on this side and on that side, stick them down, and then the occasional little tack here and there just to hold it all in. So doing this single-handedly, what I think I'm going to do is put a couple of tacks in, just probably there, just to get me started, and then go around dabbing it and slowly but surely put it all the way around. So let's see how we get on. So here it's just metal, I can't put any tacks in there. I haven't got any proper clips, so what I'm going to do is just improvise with some of these just to hold it in place while the glue sets. And now we get to a bit of a tricky bit, this corner. So clearly if we just carry on, this guy isn't going to bend around there very nicely. So what we need to do is cut a little relief in that, and then that will bend all the way around and we can carry on down this bit. Beautiful. Now that all this here is mostly stuck, the glue's still drying, what I'm going to do is use this bit of trim just to clamp it down. Now that we're getting to this tricky bit along here, what I've done is installed that bit of wood, and now I can install this one as we get it all stuck down. So not only does it help clamp this down, but I can also check the gap. And from here, it's really just rinse and repeat. Well, I'm pretty pleased with that. I think that's turned out all right. Now the one thing we're missing to finish this job off is the tread plates. Now these guys were looking really grotty, and whilst we're here, as with everything, I might as well get those sent off and get them cleaned up. So while we wait for those to come back, let's start on the front. And here at the front is a completely different kettle of fish. Well, actually it's not. Cue the time lapse. Well, now we've fitted all of our lovely new Furflex, it's time to get on the job that kicked all of this off in the first place, which is our door rubbers, which need to go in these grooves. Now, having a quick look at these grooves, there's three things that I've noticed. The first one being, we found our old mate rust, and yep, it was bound to show up at some point. The second thing is, where this car's been repainted, they've taken the door seals out, but they didn't clean them out properly. So actually we've got old rubber and glue that's been painted over. So to fit our new door seals properly, we've got to scratch all that away as well. And the third thing is, we should have done this before we did the Furflex, because now when we clean out all that rubbish, we're going to get it all in these brand new bits of Furflex. Oh well, we live and learn, and in this case, you get to learn from my mistakes. So without further ado, let's crack into cleaning out these grotty hole rubber channel things. Oh, I hate clearing out rubbish. And now we're onto the job which started this whole saga off, which is these door rubbers. Now the original ones are actually solid rubber. Obviously they squish a bit to conform for the door, but they're not that great. And if you look at modern cars today, they use hollow rubber, so D-section, stuff like that. So I thought, I know, I'll go online, find a generic rubber extrusion supplier, and I'll find my own. I looked around, couldn't find anything that fitted the bill. Looking around, just, yeah, really tough. And then I saw someone had done the job for me, and they figured one out. I'll put the dimensions of this guy below, just in case that you can't get this in your country, or you know what, you've got some great suppliers so you can find it. So I'm really looking forward actually to see how well these go. So this is a bit of an experiment. I'll let you guys know at the end just how changing these door rubbers for the open type actually change the experience of opening and closing the door, which you do quite a lot, so why not? So what we got to do, pretty much as it says on the tin, we got to stick this all the way around. Don't rely on the little sticky back stuff that comes on the back of it. We're going to use some glue as well, and really we just start smearing glue, sticking it in, and round we go. And of course, don't forget to put on the tread plates before we stick this down. And now they're back from the vapor blasters. These guys look fantastic. And of course, what you want to do now to keep it all under compression, since we put all the glue there, is put the door on. So thank you, Jaguar, for making me take the door off. So the front is pretty much just like the back, except the kit came with another piece of extrusion, slightly different profile. So I think this is called a quadrant, and it's a little bit bigger, and that lives just up in that little gap there. Also today I haven't got a friend helping me to refit the door, so whilst the glue sets, I'm going to use some masking tape just to hold it into position.
Here I'm filling the ends of the rubber full of glue. This is so rainwater doesn't collect in the seals. Now, despite having to take the entire interior apart just to change those door seals, I'm really glad we've done the job. And the door closes absolutely lovely. There are a few more dramas along the way, but you'll have to wait until the next video to see that one. Check out my Instagram, there's always loads of pictures going up there, and we'll see you next time on Vix Projects. You there with the bucket is so off-putting. I don't know if I can do this. Welcome back to Vix Projects, everyone.